Building an e-commerce company. Is it possible? Should I do it? Should anyone do it? Should you do it? We don't know. Let's figure it out. My name is Prakash. My day job is product management and I build art, decors and whatever creative I can think of. I'm doing this experiment where I'm taking one of my artwork and try to sell it online to understand how direct to consumer business work. I'll be leveraging my skills and learning that I have gathered over a period during product management. I'll be documenting this experiment in a series of YouTube videos called Leveraging Product Management to Build a D2C Company. And this is the first video, the product Inception. Identifying the product. So how do we identify the product? First thing to take in consideration is your passion. So I have my passion in arts. I have been doing art since my childhood and I have done pretty well in it. That's what I assume, but let's see. So the second thing is design. I am also good at design. I use my designing skills in my day job also. It comes handy in my product management role. I do UI designing, UX designing, and I use tools like Figma. And design is a construct that is not limited to software and software product, but it can foray into multiple aspects like interior designing and I'll say architecture, designing a home, maybe doing a floor plan. I have done this in past, like in an instance where I did the floor plan and architecture for my house that I got built. And I also did interior for the same. So that's a design aspect, like you can implement your design thoughts in any of the path you choose. Third is aesthetic and decor. So aesthetic and decor is something that comes, like I'll say, intuitively to anyone. For example, the color combination that needs to be there. Again, it can be implemented in software. And the final thing is electrical engineering. So I pursued electrical engineering for my bachelor's degree. And from there, I have learned multiple skills that allows me to build products which requires electronic circuits, electric connection, power supplies, and other things. So I'll be leveraging all of these skills and the passion that I have for this in building the product. The next part is expertise. So similarly, the passion that I told or the skills that I had developed expertise in those. For example, I have done art exhibitions. Similar to that, I have done online auction and other things. So I have expertise in art. I also done commission work. Similarly, like people would be ordering artwork and I will be building it for them. And lastly, my expertise in making projects that are related to electrical and electronics. So during my college days, I have developed multiple circuit boards and projects. And in my final year project, I developed a drone, which required skills for programming, electronics, and also electrical. So these are my passions and expertise. And I have leveraged this to finalize the product. After doing multiple iterations with different products, I zeroed on LED neon lights. These neon lights are artistic, has multiple design elements, and the creation of it requires electrical and electronics expertise. So I've leveraged all these to finalize this. I will be creating a separate video walking through the process of creating these products. But for now, let's move on to our next section. Customer segmentation. Let's break this down. So I'll be categorizing my customer segment into two categories. One category is I'm combining Gen Alpha and Gen Z. The other category I'll be keeping for millennials. So for Gen Z and Gen Alpha, the use case that I see is, let's say, so Gen Z, they have joined the workforce recently, they're young professionals. After a stressful day, they will be coming back home and they want to relax. So this neon lights can be their chilling zone. Then let's move on to different user types. So in Gen Z, we also have gamers. So gamers need this cool aesthetic lighting in which they can do their gameplay and also do streaming. So I think you would have seen these. And then we have Gen Alpha, majorly where you see these college students and the dorm dwellers. And they need the specific vibes for hosting parties and I'll say generally to relax. So this is one segment and their use case. Coming to the next customer segment, that is millennial. So millennials, the majorly what I see is mostly in the home decor segment. In home decor, they will be using this inherently as their part of interiors, where they can have their chill zone for relaxing and hosting people. So for millennial. Other use case is for people who are definitely in this lifestyle where they are doing, let's say, a yoga or meditation, and they need this cool aesthetic. So it can be that use case. The third use case is definitely the one that everyone knows, is the wedding. So you know this wedding market, right? I am sure that none of you have been to a wedding where you have not seen the neon light in the background saying happy wedding, or the day of the decade, or the name of the bride and groom. So I think that's a huge market, and this neon light can cater to that. To sum it up, we talked about two customer segmentation. First was Gen Z, that included young professional, college students that are staying in dorms and other accommodation, and the third were the gamers who actually have this requirement for the gaming room and streaming. The second category was millennials, that included new house owners, people that are interested in lifestyle and decors, and the events and wedding scenarios. Now let's move towards our next segment, market landscape, trends and demand. So market trends and demands. So this is an ever evolving topic and cannot be limited into this phase of product exploration. But however, to start with, we have to identify like where the product stands in the broader landscape, whether there's a demand, whether people are looking forward to buy it, and whether there's a viability at all or not. So first thing one can use is Google Trend. Coupled with Glimpse extension, it gives you a good view into whether that topic that you want to build a product on is a search term or not. So you can go to Google Trends and compare it, the exact search number of search that happened on it, and also compare it along with the other products that you might think that you will be considering for creating your e-commerce store. Second thing is Amazon Marketplace. Amazon Marketplace is another good validator where you can compare with the other product that are present, and you can also check the best selling rank in comparison to the other similar product that are there in the market. Just wanted to add, there's a great extension that you can couple with Amazon Marketplace, and it's called Helium 10. It will give you a better insight and better data. I'll say the exact data that are there for the other products that you want to compare your own product with. So let's move on to our next topic, that is competitive analysis and TAM.
प्रॉफिट कितना था?
हमारा 15% प्रॉफिट मार्जिन था।
और नेट बचा था आपके?
नेट हमारे
और
पास।
पिछले महीने आपने कितना सेल्स किया?
63 ग्रॉस।
63 ग्रॉस नेट सेल्स?
नेट 5350।
और उसमें प्रॉफिट कितना था?
15%।
15%।
Yes.
What you just saw now was the investment pitch from Neon Attack. They were pitching in the Indian show called Shark Tank India, where they detailed about this market. They said that their annual projection is 10 crore rupees, their net margin is 15%, and the average selling price of the product is 9,500 rupees. There are only a handful of companies those are selling neon signs online. So it's really difficult to estimate the total addressable market here. But from my experience of doing this neon light for like past 2 years offline, I have talked to multiple vendors and businesses which are creating neon lights. And from the estimate that I get from each one of them, they are doing a business of around 10 to 15 lakhs a month selling these neon signs. Let's jump on to the last topic of this video, the business model. Determining a business model largely depends on the costing of the product that you're making. So for my product, I have broken down this into 3 stages: pre-production, production, and post-production. And in each of these stages, a cost will be involved. The first part of pre-production is designing. So for now, I do the design, and in future I might be hiring more designers. So the design that I get into mostly depends on what is trending and what customer wants. So there can be multiple inspiration. Also, we talked about the first phase, that is design. Now moving on to the second phase of pre-production, that is sourcing. Sourcing is the most expensive part of the whole business model. And in so other words, sourcing can also be considered as cost of goods. So I source my materials based on the design, and majorly these materials include LED lights, the LED tubes, the circuitry, adapters, the PVC board where the designs will be made, and a majority of the components I import from China, and some of the other minor components I try to source it from local markets. It also depends if I find a better supplier either in China or India. For now, I'm not much bothered about sourcing and the cost part, because once I scale, I'll get better offers on the raw material from the suppliers and vendors. The next part is production. So this is where the whole thing comes together. This stage includes craftsmanship. For now, I am doing as part of this MVP, but I will be expanding it to the workshop where I'll be hiring people to implement this design and create this neon artworks. And a lot of other vendors are also included in production cycle. For example, CNC cutters and PVC providers. So this is the whole production part. Major chunk of cost goes here. And the final stage of business model is post-production. And post-production is the make and break for any D2C company, and so it will be for mine. Here are the stages where majority of my product management skills will go in. It includes branding, means creating the brand identity, logos, website, marketing, like discovering the marketing channels, push marketing, pull marketing, doing via social media, including influencers, and creating a go-to-market strategy, and also create the funnel from where the customer from the marketing layer will come to the product layer and actually buy the product. The final part for this post-production is shipping and RTO, that is return to origin. So this is something which is really hard to crack in India market. And in this stage, the feedback loop starts. I'll be getting feedback from the customers via review, or I'll be reaching out to them for direct calls. And I'll be ensuring that I iterate on this and make the product better in such a way that I can reduce the RTOs. I will be making a separate video covering this post-production part and majorly the areas where most of my product management will be iteratively used. Alright folks, that's a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed this content and find something new to learn, please smash the like button. It will help me a lot. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment saying how you like this video, and if you have feedback for me what I can improve in this video, please do that. And hey, if you want to join me in this wild journey of building the D2C business from scratch, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss a thing when I drop a new video. And there we will be deep diving into this adventure further. Until then, stay curious, stay creative. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.